Hello, this video is about agent authority. Most agency questions, in fact, does not turn on whether the agency exists between two persons, but in fact, they turn on whether agent had authority to do certain things. Imagine you hire somebody to sell your house or to buy you a house. More often than not, the disputes might be related to the scope of that person's authority. So it's very important to understand how agency authority arises between the principal and the agent and the type of agent authority. Agency authority answers one question: when can an agent legally bind the principal? Remember, agent acts on behalf of the principal. So whatever agent does under certain circumstances can bind the principal. If I authorizes an agent to sell my car and that agent goes out and sell my car, I, as the principal, I'm bound by that contract because agency law existed between me and the agent. Therefore, agency law has significant consequences both in the contract space and the tort space. Generally, you should understand there are two types of agency authority. One is the actual, the other one is apparent. Actual is easier. Apparent is what makes a lot of folks confused. So let's talk about actual, which is the easier authority. Actual authority, in fact, is divided into two: expressed and implied. Let's start with the actual authority. Actual authority exists when the principal communicates authority directly to the agent. If I tell you explicitly that you have my authority to go and sell my vehicle, that's a version of express authority. Remember, actual authority has two components: express and implied. The first one is when you can gather from someone's words, actual words, written and oral, the scope of the authority. You have the authority to go and sell my car, but you do not have the authority to sell the car mats that I have installed in the car. You have to take them out before selling them. These are words very clear and they can easily be understood by us as to the scope of authority. However, there is a second component of actual authority, and that is implied authority. And that means when you give a authority to someone, but implicit in that, there are certain authorities that are reasonable, necessary, and sort of common sense for that person to execute certain act. For example, if I hire someone to manage my ice cream shop, and say you are going to be general manager of my ice cream shop in this town, implicitly and by custom and by common sense, that person has certain authority to do certain things. Like, for example, that person can go out and buy certain ingredients for the ice cream shop, can hire and even let go of certain people. These are implicit in my designation of making that person a general manager of that store. These are implicit, this type of authority is called implied authority. There's also a third category, apparent authority, which I'm going to talk about in the next video. Thank you very much. Bye.